I know it's quite late for Premier League predictions from the standards of all the YouTubers and other content creators, but I think this is a perfect time. Most of the teams have played 2 matches or maybe 3 by the time you see this video, and all the teams have got or are likely to get most of their transfer targets. And it is still August. In terms of player transfers, a lot can change from the start of the season till August end, and you end up making some completely incorrect predictions of a team due to not having a better knowledge of the team squad. So without further ado, let's do it. 20th, Luton Town. I think it's a bit harsh to them the way everyone is predicting them to get relegated, but also very realistic to expect. Luton Town reaching the Premier League from non-league football is truly one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fairy tales in the football world. But where they are now is the ultimate stage, the most competitive league and the highest level of pressure. And several factors suggest that they are not looking to avoid relegation in the normal circumstances. This is their stadium. The squad and additions overall are nowhere near the level of other teams in the league. Ross Barkley can be a really good signing for them, someone who knows the league well and can be a good attacking threat, but he has not played for so long, so that's also a 50-50, and it's just one player. Would be interesting to see Luton playing at their homes once the renovation is completed. But relegation. 19. Sheffield United. Another common one, I know, but their situation cannot be ignored. The departure of Iliman Ndiaye, Sander Berge and Billy Sharp looks to be a big blow for them. Incoming transfers are fine, but not sure how much impact they can have, especially replacing Ndiaye and Billy Sharp. The squad simply doesn't look much better than the last season, and that's my main reason for expecting them to struggle, especially looking at how much more difficult the league has become in just last 2-3 years. 18th, Burnley. What? I know you expect them to be somewhere in the mid-table, but I have my reasons. This is the list of arrivals, and departures also doesn't look like a big blow. They have been doing very well in the transfer window to have a Premier League ready squad to the extent they can. They're also playing very entertaining football under Company. His influence in the dressing room is very clear and impressive. But being new to the Premier League as a manager can be challenging with a difference in level of intensity and competition. Burnley is not new to the league and Company is pragmatic also, but I think people are overestimating Burnley because of their style and signings, which obviously is positive. But if you compare them with Fulham in the last season, they're not as solid as Fulham were from the start. I mean, Nottingham Forest, Wolves and Everton may perform worse and get relegated, but I'm still going for Burnley. 17th, Everton. If I'm being honest, they have more chances to get relegated than Burnley. The transfer activity is worse than the last 2 years, the squad is shittier than the last season, and St. Ash can't do much, he can be fine with any squad. But I still think they have one more in them, especially Goodison Park, and I can't predict them to play championship in their new stadium. So Everton 17th. 16th, Nottingham Forest. Another relegation favourite in my view. They have made significant additions to their squad in practically every transfer window since coming to the Premier League, and yet you don't see much from them most of the time. But I still see them looking stronger than Burnley with some really good qualities. They may end up signing 5 more players in the last 2 days of the window, who knows. And if you don't know, Andre Santos has also joined them on loan. 15th, Wolves. Another relegation favourite. Wolves are looking under trouble because of their off-pitch issues and key departures. Ruben Neves, Raul Jimenez, Connor Cody, Adam Traore, and many other first-team players have left. It's not looking good. But I have faith in Gary O'Neill, and I think Cunha is a good signing. And Matheus Nunes, who will play his second season unless he joins Manchester City this season, which is looking likely. Maybe I'm trying to be an edgy contrarian, but who cares? 14th, Bournemouth. Yes, they have sacked Gary O'Neill, who finished 15th in the last season when everyone was predicting them to get relegated, especially after Scott Parker was sacked. They have replaced Gary O'Neill with Antonio Areola, but actually it is this guy who can actually be an upgrade over Gary O'Neill and let Bournemouth do what they wanted to do when they appointed Scott Parker in the first place. A coach who can develop and progress with a long-term approach and can play with an identity, something the bosses were not confident with Gary on. You look at his last spell, calling that impressive is surely an understatement. He took Rayo Vallecano in 2020 in 2nd division of La Liga, earned promotion in the first season, and then in the second season when Rayo Vallecano came back to the La Liga after 2 years, they finished 12th. And let him tell you how impressive it is. They had finished higher than that in 2015, 7 years before, and after that, they had not stayed in the La Liga for even 2 consecutive years, until Iraola arrived. His second season as Rayo coach, or first in La Liga as a Rayo coach, was impressive. And in next season, they finished 18th in 49 points, 7 points more than their previous season. And he is popular in Spain. Just search this or this. His coaching style and his personality also look like a good match for Bournemouth, as very well explained by Sid Lowe in The Guardian. And if you have watched last 2 matches, not results or their current league position, but complete matches, then you would know they could do well and be around this position by the end of the season. So with all this, 40 is not bad. 13th, Crystal Palace. I think they can finish mid-table, even a bit higher than 13 if Roy Hodgson stays. His style fits well with the players. There are so many great individual talents in the team. If Doucouré stays, him, Olise, Edgy, Jordan Ayew, it can be a lot for many opponents. Even against Arsenal, they were actually brilliant. And mind it, this might be the best Arsenal team in the last 15 years. Olise was not even playing that match. So Roy Hudson, these players, and I know Zaha is left, but I honestly see that as a positive for them because it can give more freedom to Olise, Edgy and Ayew to do their things. And it's Crystal Palace. Since they came back to Premier League in 2013, their lowest league finish has been 15th, which came in 2016. And I'm giving 13th just because so many teams have leveled up in the last 2 years. 12th, Fulham. Marco Silva stays, Mitrovic will be missed and might be a big blow. We have to see if Raul is able to replace him, as we haven't seen his previous form since he came back from injury. But Willian continues and they're recruiting players that suits the squad. I don't see them going anywhere close to relegation. 11th, West Ham. They're doing good, but without Declan Rice, at least in some matches, they will be feeling his absence. Replacements are nonetheless good in Edson Alvarez and Jamie Ward-Prowse. They may play together in some matches also, and are a better option as a good competition to Sausage. Antonio is looking good, Moisbus is going in full flow. We have seen against Chelsea that West Ham is still as good as they were before in keeping the lead and frustrating opponents with their deep defense. The only reason finishing in top 10 would be tough for them is playing in the Europa League, which will not be an easy job. And we have seen what happened to them the last time they were in the Europa League. Also just got the news that Mohamed Kudus is joining them and Paqueta is also likely to stay this season. I'll stick with my prediction, but these two can change a lot and may even finish in top 8 even while playing in Europa also. 10th, Brentford. The only reason they will not be 9th or higher is I'm not expecting Chelsea to be as shit as last season. Missing Tony till January and departure of Graya, they can struggle because of that. So it's my only concern and they may finish below 10th because of that. Their dependency on the set pieces and crosses can also make them more predictable or just a problem in finding another way out, especially when two integral parts of their last season setup are missing. But Brentford has been really good in recruitment and Thomas Frank is not your average mid-table team coach. So top 10 is not a stretch for them. 9th, Brighton. Brighton has the best possible start so far. Obviously just 2 matches, but 8 goals in 2 matches, 6 out of 6 points. After missing Caicedo and McAllister, and like typical Brighton fashion, they already have replacements lined up. I just feel De Zerbi did brilliant and doing good, but can he do same or even better job with his new signings? The Big Six are not easy to stay down. Plus, playing Europa will be a challenge. It's not just about quality but also depth and attention they are getting. This season, the pressure is on them also to perform. Setting aside my personal frustration as a Chelsea fan, I really want them to succeed because there can't be a better way to progress for a club that came from Championship a few years back and step by step made it to Europe. They don't just sell players for a higher fee, but replacing them have stability and replacements ready for every area, not just players. Like we have seen what happened last time when Potter left in the middle of the season. They're actually one of the best well-run clubs thanks to Tony Bloom and Paul Harbour. 8th, Aston Villa. Okay, might not be a good prediction to put them higher than Brighton, but Aston Villa has a really good squad. And Conference League at least before semi-final will not be an issue for them. See? The only concern is if Emery's Arsenal and Villarreal last season situation repeated. Rest, their attack is top 6 level and defense may need time, but Pau Torres and Mings partnership can be a match made in heaven. 7th, Tottenham Hotspurs. Ange Postecoglou. I love this man, I really do. If given time, even if not financial backing like other top 6, but given time and support, with clear communication of his demands and expectations from him, I think he can get Spurs back to at least post times, if not a trophy. I think he has a philosophy and influence, which is always not just the charisma or aura we see from cameras, but someone who can connect well with the team, can build connections, seeing how he did with Celtic. I also think it will not be easy at the start, but actually can do well in the long term. And remember, they don't have any European football at all. Like at all. They are still Spurs and their attack has genuine elite players. Maddison, still people are not realizing how good he is. Bissouma was not used well last season under Conte, but he has started amazing. Richarlison is now get to play his preferred position, although time will tell how good he is going to be. But so far it's not up to the par. And it can still be an issue. He can end up with the Potter situation, although Spurs are not likely to create a bloated squad. But injuries and just the pressure of managing a big club of this size may still be tough. But no European football, a lot of fresh ideas and players in the squad, and a good start to the season. So 7. 6th, Newcastle United. I think 6th is good considering they have a UCL, and I believe both Chelsea and Liverpool can finish above them. Maybe Spurs, but Newcastle has had a really good transfer for depth and some sensible additions instead of just splashing cash. The club is going in a direction. Eddie Howe has clarity of what he is doing. But can they do top 5 or 4 again or higher? Maybe, but 6th is fine. 5th, Manchester United. Let's talk about Manchester United. I'm not simply going with their first 2 matches and pre-season. They did have a poor start in the last season as well. But I have just never been convinced of this midfield trio. And I'm saying this since Mount has joined Manchester United. Casemiro is naturally the kind of DM Ten Hag would not want. And then his age. I think his age is a bigger concern. As an elite defensive midfielder for so long, he's not that bad on the ball. But he's 31. And Mount and Bruno together, not sure that can work unless Casemiro in his prime and Ten Hag is fine with not playing his style or the style we think he wants to play. And defense, Lisandro Martinez is a good centre-back, but his drop in some matches can be a huge concern. And if Varane left, then who will replace him? Rashford playing as a centre-forward is another area. I mean, he's not able to make those runs. And a real concern is whether he will be able to replicate his last season's form again, even on the wings. Or even in form, can he do well with a goal-scoring centre-forward? What about Antony and Sancho? It's United. So if results are not coming good for long, the dressing room issues cannot be ignored, which we have seen so many times since Fergie left. And they are in Champions League too. Onana has been a good addition. Hojlund can be a game changer, but if he works out, and he's also young, so he may also need more time. And with all this, 5th is also likely to play Champions League next season. So with all this, that's also not bad. 4th, Liverpool. Liverpool has to be in the top 4. The main reason I have them to finish above United and Newcastle is no Champions League, and they have Klopp. He has been doing this since his first full season. Just look into their attack, they still have huge quality. Luis Diaz and Jota were injured last season. Nunes and Gakpo had their first season. So goals will be there. They're both new center midfielders, are amazing in my view. And if they are able to get a DM, I'm sorry, but a really good DM in addition to Endo, then it's one of the most balanced and elite midfield in the league. Apart from defensive midfielder, I have real concern in defense. Can they go the whole season with Trent as a right back instead of a midfielder? I'm also not sure about that inverted right back role, as these center midfielders are not like Henderson, Milner or Gini, who can play a third defender role for him. Robertson has been amazing for Liverpool, but his current form can also be an issue. And Van Dijk? But you can see last season they had all these problems, plus issues in attack, and still they finished 5th. Broadly, there are 3 clear advantages from last season. First, no Champions League. Second, a proper midfield rebuild with sensible additions. But yeah, if they can get a DM or maybe Endo work well. Third, more chemistry in attack. So I don't think they can't finish 4th this season. And if they finish 5th, it will be a top 5 and qualifying for Champions League. Top 3, Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester City. I know you were surprised with Chelsea here, so let me go further. Chelsea will win the Premier League. We will discuss the reasons after the 3rd and 2nd. That's what I'm rooting for at least. 3rd, Arsenal. Arsenal are favourite to win the league. Yeah, but they will not. Look, I'm a Chelsea fan, so maybe that's why I'm not predicting them to win. But honestly, I don't think they can win the league this season. Maybe next, but not this season. The Champions League is not just about depth. They have plenty of options and flexibility to go on with both the competition. But going in a title race with and without Champions League is different. Completely different. The problem is not quality or even experience to some extent at least, but the pressure, the momentum, and I just feel it's a bit hype and they're not near the City level. Obviously, the progress they have made is insane. It is tangible progress. No one can deny that, irrespective of whether they have won a trophy or not. But the title favorites, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. If you look at Liverpool from 2017, when they were not even the title race, they were playing against Manchester City with toe-to-toe. Something we have not seen from Arsenal till last season. Even when they were on the top, we all knew they would lose to City. I don't think anyone expected this from Liverpool against City for any match except last season. Time will tell more. Second, Manchester City. They are the best team in Europe, period. I'm also not buying that treble-winning exhausting stuff. They have also bought Guardiola, Doku is here. Maybe one more AM or winger is on the way. But would be interesting to see how their defense can be tested without Diaz or Walker on the pitch. And Haaland without De Bruyne, I mean, you are not dropping him so easily. So will we see any change in Pep's tactics from last season that can affect Haaland's goals? Since Pep came here, he has made some changes in his tactics every year and then used that most of the season. But last season's style looked more tailor-made for Haaland and Pep also had room to make surprising changes. Currently, they're going same as the last season. But for me, it's hard to predict because those who are saying they have become defensively better, I don't agree with that. They're playing maybe a bit more defensive sometimes with a 3 at back, but they're conceding actually more goals. Just compare it with the previous seasons. Only 2 times Pep City has conceded more goals than last season. And in both those seasons, they did not win the league. Pep is the best example of attack is the best defense. And in my view, they're using this formation largely to accommodate Haaland and still be more fluid. And also, Kovacic, he's a Pep type player, I know, but filling Gundogan's shoes. And 115 charges, maybe first, Chelsea. Now let's talk about the potential champion of Premier League 23-24, Chelsea Football Club. And here are my reasons. Well, it's because I'm a Chelsea fan and I want them to win, and who cares how this prediction will go. And if by any luck, which honestly is very unlikely, if we won, I can say, look, I said that. I knew it, and that's all. Our start has not been very good after 2 matches, but the preseason, the squad, the clarity in the team, and even the playing style is much more improved from last season. We don't have European football also. I think the defense problem might not go long. I feel defenders will be settled in few matches as long as we have a good goalkeeper. And I'm just hoping Robert Martinez can prove us all wrong. If goals are coming, which has been our biggest problem from a very long time, despite so many chances but poor finishing, I think we can try. It's a prediction, so I will not say try the top 4, but try to win the league. And my other predictions are Golden Boot, not Nicholas Jackson. I think it will still be either Haaland or Salah, so I will go with Haaland and Salah. Golden Glove, Ederson, because I don't see any other goalkeeper playing all 38 matches and have a better defense. Player of the Year, Enzo Fernandez. I don't have any particular reason, but I think now he's playing in a free role. He's been really good. So maybe. Young Player of the Year, Josko Guardiola or Enzo. Champions League, I think Bayern can win the Champions League if goalkeeper situation is resolved, and I don't know who are the backups of their fullbacks. Rest, I don't think they have much issues. I know they're looking for a team, but I think they can still manage even after losing on these targets. And remember, they have signed Harry Kane, and I think that's a game changer for them. He doesn't create dressing room issues. He's not just a target man. Currently, he's in his prime. Unless it's some cultural problem, I don't think he will create any problem for Bayern Munich. Alright, that's all. We will see next year how it goes or it went. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments and any topic or story you want me to cover in future videos. Don't forget to subscribe for upcoming football videos on behind the scenes, historical context, and stories that you should know or would love to know as a football fan. And of course, please click on the like button and share this video with every single person you know in your life, or at least with some of your friends and family members. That would really help me to reach larger people and grow my channel. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.